Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another cook with me and another crock pot. And it's another dump and go. That's the only kind of crock pot meals I like. I don't like to pre-cook, pre-whatever, and then have to put it in the crock pot. And speaking of the meals, if you didn't try the stuffed peppers that we made last week, you need to go and see that video and make them. They were absolutely delicious. I made 4, and we had 2 for dinner that night, and then we had 2 for lunch the next day. Very, very good, and no pre-cooking. Nothing, even the stuffing and the peppers wasn't cooked. But we're going to try a different meat today. We're going to have pork chops. And we're making a crock pot teriyaki pineapple pork chops. That sounds good. And I'm going to cook it on low because it's only just about noontime and we don't eat till 6:30. And I can always turn it up to high later. But I think sometimes if you cook meats on low, they get even more tender because it's a slower process for them. So I'm going to take you down to the counter. It won't take long at all to put this together. This is another easy dump and go. And I'll take you down there and we'll put together some crock pot teriyaki pineapple pork chops. Be right back. Okay, I have boneless pork chops here. Called for 4, there's 5 here, but that's just a little package. These are very thin, so I don't think they're going to take too long to cook. I have some pineapple chunks, brown sugar, teriyaki sauce, soy sauce, ginger, and garlic. And so we're going to put these together. I'm going to start by just seasoning the pork chops and putting them in the crock pot. I'm going to use a little salt and pepper. Okay, I'm going to season both sides, so both sides will taste good. Okay. I'm going to lift you up a little bit so you can see the crock pot. Well, those two just want to stay married. Okay, so to that, I'm going to take my can of pineapple and put this on. Let me put you down just a little here. And I'm going to drain it, put the juice in a dish. Okay, and to that I'm going to add half a cup of teriyaki sauce. A quarter cup of soy sauce and a quarter cup of brown sugar. So I'm going to do the brown sugar first. Soy sauce. I want 2 cloves of garlic. I'm going to take out my little whisk and my measuring spoons. 2 cloves of garlic, so we'll eyeball that. There's 1. There's 2. And 1 teaspoon of ginger. Now, it also calls for half a teaspoon of red pepper flakes if you choose to use it. I'm not going to put the red pepper flakes here. I can add it to my own, or we can add it to our own if we want them later. And so now I'm just going to mix this up. And pour it on the pork chops. Make sure they're all covered nicely. Add the pineapple. Put the top on and put it on low, and we're going to leave it there until it's almost time to eat. Now, about a half hour before we are ready to eat, I'm going to make a cornstarch slurry, and that will thicken up this gravy, you might want to call it. So I'll be back a little bit later when it's time to do that. See you in a bit. Well, we just sat down to eat, and this is what it looks like. It is so tender. Look at that. Just pull it apart with a fork. So yum. I didn't lift the camera up, but it was yum. Hey, stay tuned, and I'll give you my opinion of the pork dish as we made it. Stay tuned. Hi, everyone. Well, I just wanted to come on to give you the opinion I have of that meal. I'm sorry I didn't do a taste test, but we were so preoccupied watching the hurricane issues because they were happening in our old stomping grounds, stamping and stomping. I stamped in the stomping grounds. And so we were really watching. We had the ability to watch some local TV on the computer as well as the Weather Channel. So until we sat down to eat, I sort of forgot that I was going to do the taste test. But anyway, so I thought I'd come on and tell you my opinion. It was very good, very tender. You could cut everything with a fork, but I would make a couple of changes. First of all, I think I'd get thicker pork chops, even if they were bone-in, although the recipe calls for boneless. They just were so thin that I don't know, they just kind of didn't have much flavor. And secondly, the flavor is what I'm referring to. The flavor was very good. That teriyaki sauce was excellent. But it's the only flavor there was. There was no pork flavor because, one, the pork chops were thin and they had cooked in that sauce for so many hours. So here's what I would do for the next time. I would cook the pork chops in the slow cooker, but I cook them with some chicken broth and peppers and onions, and cook them until they were nice and completely done. And I would make the sauce in a separate pan on the stove. Now I know that's an extra step, but then just probably about 15 minutes before you're going to serve, I would put the pork chops and the sauce together. And that way you'd get the nice flavor of the pineapple teriyaki sauce, but you could still taste pork. There was absolutely no pork flavor, and I missed that. So make this exactly, I'm putting the recipe down below exactly as it was written, but consider what I just said as far as the way to cook them. And I think you'll enjoy it. I think you'll enjoy it either way. We did enjoy it. We had it for dinner that night, obviously. But and for the next time, I like the sauce, and it's a great alternative to some of the other pork dishes, but I want to taste the pork chop. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give me a thumbs up and a like. Leave me a comment, and I will see you Wednesday for craft day. Until then, everybody have a great day. When I recorded this movie, it was Wednesday. Today is Friday when I'm putting it up to schedule. And so we know what has happened from Hurricane Milton. A lot of destruction. And so we are praying for those who were involved and who have been displaced or have issues they're going to have to deal with now. And hopefully that's the end of it for the year. They were coming 1, 2, 3 punch. So until I see you Wednesday, everybody stay safe and play nice now. Love ya. Bye-bye.